Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another edition of Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, as always, Paisano. Welcome. Tonight, we're going to talk about Deep Purple and their, I believe, seventh studio album. Who do we think we are? Good question. At this point, they were a little worn out from touring the world. This was a follow-up to Machine Head, which was I'm not going to go ahead and say it was the best Deep Purple album ever, but it's pretty damn close. I'm going to have to go with In Rock, which I reviewed early on in my channel as the greatest Deep Purple album. But Machine Head was as good an album as you'd ever want. And it really put them over the top in the hard rock world. And they toured incessantly. And, they got tired. And this was the last album by what was considered the Mark II lineup of Deep Purple. The last album until 1984's Perfect Strangers, when they reunited. But the Mark II lineup was Ian Gillan on vocals, Roger Glover on bass, Ritchie Blackmore on guitar, John Lord on keyboards, and Ian Pace on drums. Things would change after this album. Ian Gillan would be replaced by David Coverdale on vocals, and Glenn Hughes would replace Roger Glover on bass. And they would continue that way for a little while. This is considered the weakest album from the Mark II lineup. I mean, it had stiff competition between In Rock, Fireball, like I said, Machine Head, and the live album Made in Japan, which was a live album that was released right before this one in their concerts at the Budokan in Tokyo in 1972. Like I said, these guys were pretty worn out at this point, and there isn't a lot of strong material on this one. The opening track on it, Woman from Tokyo, still heard to this day in the classic rock stations, and by far the best song on the album. They kind of sound like they're going through the motions quite a bit on this one. There is some fine keyboard work and some fine drumming on this album. And but Blackmore, it's not his best album. Definitely not a strong Ritchie Blackmore outing by any stretch of the imagination. Track listing goes like this. Woman from Tokyo, Mary Long, Super Trooper, and Smooth Dancer finishes out side one. Side two starts with Rat Bat Blue, Place in Line, and Our Lady. This album was given to me by my cousin. She gave me a handful of albums quite a while ago. Can't even remember when, really. This isn't an original, but it was definitely came out in the 70s on Warner Brothers, the old Burbank label, as they call it, with the palm trees. So look at the vinyl. The album has definitely seen some play. Not scratched up or anything, but some surface noise when it plays. Been a long time since I heard it from start to finish. And the inside of the album is press clippings of the day, concert reviews, and clips from magazine articles of the time, and newspaper clippings and such. But I don't know if it was time for a change. They had some good years with David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes, no doubt. They made the album Burn. Their first album was called Stormbringer, with that lineup, what would be called the Mark III lineup. And then they released Burn, which was a huge album for them, very good album, which I do have on vinyl and I will be reviewing in the future. But for right now, this is the one. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're enjoying our discussions, please like and subscribe. Good night, YouTube.